this is the section 10 things we want to know about you, Gamer Doc. And I'm going to draw 10 random questions, and we're going to explore your psyche and see what we find in there. Are you ready? Before we begin, Pterodactyl has a bonus one. Cheetos or Milk Duds? I have to know.
Salty over sweet, always. Always.
I think salty
Always
or sweet
salty
is
over
a
sweet.
question in here, so we'll see. We'll see if we get that one again.
Unless it's Sour Patch Kids or hot tamales.
Oh, hot tamales. Okay, wait. Before I pick up a question, a follow up. What is your go-to movie theater candy then?
Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, Sour Patch
Kids.
Okay, good
100%.
choice.
But you sneak them in. You got to get the family size pack. Sneak them in the same cost as like the individual size pack. Put them down your shirt. It's worth it.
You can't buy it at the movie theater. It's twice as expensive.
Okay. Also Takis over hot Cheetos. And don't come at me with that weak sauce.
Just gonna let that one go. Okay, so question number 1. 10 things we want to know about you, Gamer Doc. Do you have a favorite podcast?
I love Kevin Naki's Esports 30 for 30. It's a bi-weekly podcast. It's 20 minutes long. He's kind of nerdy. He's very entertaining. He's humble. He provides you with really good information. I also love Radio Lab. Radio Lab is like a great scientific podcast. And then the deep nerd of me loves Dan Carlin's Hardcore History. They're like 6 to 7 to 8 hour long podcasts on a specific event in history. It's a historical podcast. You got to watch road trips. So good.
Cool.
So good.
Those are lots of good suggestions, and it kind of like spanned really all of your interests. What is your go-to order at Italian restaurants?
So I am Italian. I was raised Italian. I was taught how to cook Italian. So going to an Italian restaurant, it's like they're not going to make food as good as I can make it. Like I make a really good sauce. I make a really good gnocchi. I make a really good pasta. I make a really good eggplant parmesan. So if I'm going to an Italian restaurant, I'm probably going to get like a dry red wine, like a Montepulciano for appetizer, and then like a bruschetta, and then probably a pasta as like my second appetizer, and then maybe some seafood, and then finish it with some port.
What kind of pasta are you getting though? Are you getting tomato sauce? Are you getting Alfredo? Are you getting like something that they can't? I'm also Italian, so I understand the weird feelings about going to an Italian restaurant. And sometimes it's like, what is the least likely thing that won't be bad? Can I order that?
Is it fresh made pasta? If it's fresh made pasta, I just want garlic and olive oil on my pasta.
Oh, that is such a comfort food.
Parmesan.
Yes.
You know, I'm not getting tomato sauce because I make.
Right. Well, we're going to have a cook-off, you and me. We're going to have a cook-off. My mom's Sicilian. Come on.
I would love, Rich, or Dr. Ford, I would love nothing more than to spend a day when we're supposed to be doing like video game conference stuff, just cooking with you for like 8 hours and just hanging out, getting to know you more and just spending time together. I would love that.
One day. I would love that too.
Love that.
One day in the post time, yeah.
Listening to music, like just chilling.
Yeah.
Showing me pictures
dancing
of
in
your
the
kids.
kitchen.
I show you pictures of my dogs. You know? Wearing
that would be
pajamas
amazing.
The whole time.
Yes. That sounds wonderful. We'll have to just find a conference in DC. Make it happen.
Yeah.
Or Canada, up here in Ottawa.
I'll come to you.
You come to me. Ottawa's lovely. We're talking about Tim Tams in the chat. Oh, thank you. Well, the border's closed, but in the post times.
So, Tim Tams, my first introduction to Tim Tams.
Yum.
I was at a gay club. I was 19 years old, and I started dancing with this girl. One thing led to another, and I got her number.
You got Tim Tams? How was this?
I texted her, and she said, I was like, do you want to hang out? And she's like,
yeah.
I'm leaving for Australia for 6 months tomorrow. So 2 months later, I flew to Australia. And
No.
I did. And
Wow.
I went and visited her for 2 weeks. I had Tim Tams. We dated for 3 years. after
Oh
that.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice story.
Yeah, I mean, she was very nice. She was a social worker for homeless gay kids.
Oh wow. And was she
Yeah.
Australian or she was just moving there?
No, she was studying abroad.
Wow.
She was a junior in college because I was a
Oh,
first year in college.
yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. Tim Tams are delicious.
they are delicious.
I have a brother who lives in Australia, and once a year I get a care package of like Tim Tams of all varieties, and it's the highlight of the year.
Yes.
Um, were you a World of Warcraft player? That's not the
Yes.
question, but I'm asking. Okay, good. The question is Horde or Alliance?
Alliance.
Oh, my girl. I'm very proud. I'm very proud. I feel like
So
most people say Horde.
I'm Slytherin to the end of the day, only because Slytherin is not Durmstrang. Like Slytherin is still Hogwarts. Slytherin is still for the
Mm,
good.
mm.
Um, I I am for good. I am chaotic good. I'm chaotic, so it seems like I'm evil, but I'm good. Chaotic good. And so for the Alliance all the time, I was an elf hunter. So
mm.
yeah,
Human and an elf hunter.
night elf hunter.
Mm,
Yeah,
nice.
not a
I
dark
was a night
elf.
elf. I was a night elf druid for the Alliance.
Oh, we should play WoW together.
I know. That's the thing. So, talking about streaming, my computer can barely handle faces. I know we've been over this, but in a perfect world, when my computer can handle more than just faces, I was like, what could I stream? I was like, ooh, you can do vanilla WoW now.
Yeah,
No, that is
uh,
tempting.
it's funny because I had the same trajectory as you. I started streaming in September of last year, and I was streaming on my MacBook Air, and
You
it
feel
just
my
couldn't
pain.
the RAM couldn't handle
No.
anything other than my face, right?
Ah, right.
And then I built my own computer, and you were my first guest on my brand new computer.
I was, and it was
Hmm.
not podcast style like mine. Um, but yeah,
I
now
wasn't
I'll have
really
to.
sure what I was doing. But it's fine.
You did a great job. It was wonderful. I didn't know I was your first guest until you told me months later, and
I
then that's why
know.
I was like, "You
And
have
that's
to
the
be my
thing,
first
though.
guest."
That's the thing that I learned about, that I learned through medicine and that I applied to esports is fake it till you make it.
Yeah,
You
yep,
just like power through. You know how smart you are. You know the capabilities you have, and just apply them to what you're doing, and
yeah,
you're gonna have better outcomes.
yeah. So true, so true. Just believe in yourself, kids. It's
Yeah.
true. It goes a long way. Um, okay, this is a Halloweenish question. Are candy apples really candy?
What's outside of it? Is it just caramel or is it
Well, I mean, they have candied
bacon?
ones, don't they? They have like the ones that are like hard. Though there's caramel ones too.
Because to
Are
me,
those
candy,
candy?
I'm from the Midwest, so we have apple orchards. You go to the apple orchard, you go to Apple Charlie's in the fall. You pick apples, you eat your candy apple, and you have an apple on a stick coated in caramel, sometimes with peanuts,
Yeah,
walnuts, pecans.
yeah.
What's in
They
the
put
outside of
stuff
that?
on the side. There's nuts of some kind. Some have sprinkles. Some
Yeah,
have
so if it's a
yeah.
sprinkle, it's then therefore candy, right?
Oh,
It's
okay.
therefore candy.
Okay.
But if you're just putting nuts on the outside, like that's just protein. It's just a balanced meal.
Okay.
You got your
So the
fiber,
drawing point.
you got your carbs, you got your
Yep.
protein.
Right.
Yeah,
That's a balanced meal.
it's a balanced meal.
But the sprinkles, that's what puts it over the edge. Okay.
Sprinkles is no longer appropriate, you know?
Well, sometimes too they're coated in like a candy shell that will like break your teeth. And that's not a candy, that's just a bad time. Honestly.
It's just poorly designed equipment.
It's just like a terrible idea. Who thought of that?
This is
Um
terrible idea.
do you meditate?
No. Mm-mm.
No. Not a fan?
I
Not interested?
I would love to be able to meditate.
Mm.
My brain moves at 7,000 miles an hour all the time. It does not stop, no matter what I'm doing. I cannot sit still. I cannot.
Mm.
I can't. I can't. So I would love to be able to meditate. I've tried. I've really tried. I haven't given it like a good try though.
Mm-hmm.
But sitting still is very challenging for me. Thinking about my own thoughts is very challenging to
Mm.
me as well. because I tend to wander. And I think that's what makes me very successful is that I come up with random ideas when I'm trying to concentrate on one thing. My brain goes in like 17 different directions.
Yeah.
No, I can't meditate.
No. Coach Drake wants to know where you lie on the D&D alignment chart. I guess you're chaotic good.
So I'm a WoW nerd. I'm a Fortnite nerd. I know a lot about Call of Duty. I know a lot about MOBAs. I've been getting good at RTS games, but I don't know anything about D&D.
Well, the alignments are the same.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, so chaotic good. She'd be chaotic good. You think that she's bad, she's just feisty. But good-natured. I play D&D on Clinical Role on Geeks Like Us every other week. I also don't know much about D&D, despite the fact that I've been playing it for over a year. I guess I'm definitely like in the good, neutral, good, reliably good, whatever that would be.
I think you're reliably good. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%.
I think that's not a thing, but that's what I am. Yeah.
Speaking of D&D, Dr. Hayes is going to be playing D&D on like 7 Spoons stream.
Yes, that's exciting. Put a link in there, Sarah. I learned last week that you could.
She's on a boat, so she may or may not be paying attention to us.
Oh, she's on a boat. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mario or Luigi?
Luigi, 100%.
Yeah, me too.
Luigi.
Me too. That's why we're such kindred spirits.
I'm used to not being in the number 1 spot, but then like being better.
No, wait. There's no way you're used to not being in the number 1 spot because GamerDuck sent me a Snapchat the other day of her graduation, her little brochure that came with her graduation ceremony. She knows what I'm going to say. And all the people are listed with all of their little achievements. And then it was GamerDuck and it was like, ooh, there's no way you're used to not being number 1.
Yeah, but like I'm a redheaded female lesbian. That wasn't easy growing up.
Yeah.
You know, that South Park episode about daywalkers and gingers came out when I was 16 years old.
Oh, no.
You know, right when I'm struggling with having curly hair and being pale and not liking men, a whole series comes out making fun of me for having red hair.
Yeah.
And then I like had to come out and then I had to join medicine as a woman. So I've never, like, no one's ever rooted for me, you know? Yeah. Like, it's always been me against the world. And so I'm used to not being the front runner. So Luigi's always had a really special place in my heart because he's overshadowed by Mario. He is a little bit weird looking compared to Mario. He never gets the girl, but he's always trying. He's always there. So, you know, Luigi's my boy.
Yeah.
Luigi's my boy.
Luigi's my boy too. I had an older brother, so I was Luigi by default. But you know what? He grew on me. I am fully in the Luigi camp.
I also had an older sister, and she's smarter than me, and she's better at most things than I am. So growing up, I also had that above my head. She's perfect. Like, she's great. She's a wonderful human. She's never, done anything other than supported me. But she was also like my shadow growing up,
Yeah. She was Mario.
Her shadow. I was her shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, things are getting real here. 20 questions this morning. This question was submitted by my 3-year-old son. It's very important to him. Do you have a favorite dinosaur?
T-Rex.
Oh, yeah, the king.
It's the T-Rex.
Yeah.
It's just, you come on the scene, people run. People know who you are.
Yeah.
You don't need a pack.
No.
Tiny arms. I really love tiny arms.
Nobody's like, what dinosaur is that? Should we be concerned? No. Right.
Like, who we are.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm a T-Rex, but I want to be a T-Rex.
You're definitely a T-Rex. You're definitely a T-Rex. No question.
Okay, Hulk.
Okay. Hey, we make a good team. T-Rex and Hulk can take some things out. I mean, that would be...
What dinosaur are you?
What dinosaur am I? I don't know.
Yeah.
My favorite dinosaur. I always liked Brontosaurus because they were like the nice
I
ones.
was gonna say Brontosaurus, dude.
They're like nice and slow, and they eat plants, and like they're cuddly. Well,
But you could stomp on someone if you wanted to.
True, just like the Hulk.
Like if Brontosaurus wanted to rule the reptile kingdom, they could.
Yeah.
100%. They just don't. They choose not to.
They choose to just live a life of peace.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Vegetarianism.
You're right. Just get along. What is your favorite Thanksgiving side dish? Oh, you're from the Midwest. It's gonna be Sarah. I think Sarah Dactyl needs a cookbook. She tells me about all these weird things they eat in the Midwest. I say weird to me because I grew up in the South, but I'm very curious as to what your favorite dish is.
So it's hard because I'm a vegetarian, so there's not a lot of side dishes that are vegetarian. Mashed potatoes. My mom makes these mashed potatoes. She puts like 4 sticks of butter and like 3 things of cream cheese in them. So it's like a creamy mashed potato side dish. Oh my God. I will eat the gravy, the turkey gravy, but that's all I really eat. And like mashed potatoes and salad and eggplant is like the only thing that I can eat at Thanksgiving. So it's fine. I just, fun fact, Thanksgiving is the biggest holiday in my family. Mm-hmm. I have a huge family. I have like a 100-person family, and we're all very, very close. And everyone lives within 20 miles of each other in Michigan. And so for Thanksgiving, everyone gets together, and there's like 100 people there. And my uncle hosts every year, and he has a full bar, a 10-person bar.
Oh wow!
With a dry bar, a wet bar. 100 bottles of alcohol, a keg, like a bunch of taps. Oh, wow. And I made it through med school by bartending. So for the past 8 years now, I have bartended at Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow.
And so I spend like 3 or 4 hours working and just serving drinks and making drinks for 100 people. And it's funny because in the beginning I was like a 19-year-old who thought bartending was fun and, looking up to my family members. And now I'm like 31 and, I think I deserve a little bit of respect, but people yell at me for like making their drink wrong. And I'm just like, come on, don't test me. Don't try me, Grandma.
Yeah. I want more pickle juice in this dirty martini.
Right? Like, I'm sorry.
Thoughts on Oreo salad?
What's that?
I don't know. Sarah brought it up. I guess it's a Midwest thing. Oreo
She's
salad.
Way more Midwest than I am, dude.
Yeah, Sarah, you'll have to drop your recipe for Oreo salad in the chats, and then we will talk about it. She tells me about like hot fruit. She tells me about a lot of things that I've never heard of.
The weirdest stuff, dude.
Okay,
well, the thing is that I was raised by hippies. So my dad is a hippie. Like long hair, my hair hippie when he was younger. So like we weren't allowed to eat unhealthy stuff growing up. Like didn't have soda until I was like 13 years old.
Oh, okay.
I didn't nothing was unhealthy in my house growing up. So I don't know a lot of stuff about like the OG Midwest stuff because like we weren't allowed to eat like butter and stuff like that.
Oreo salad. That was a no.
Yeah, it's a no on me.
Coach Drake says you had a job during med school, so I guess you were bartending?
I bartended. Yeah, I bartended for a bunch of years. I bartended on Sundays at local bars because I'm like a big football nerd. And honestly, like for guys at a bar by themselves on a Sunday, what's more attractive than a lesbian in a football jersey who can out-argue you on RB1 positions? So I made a lot of money bartending. So I kept doing that for a long time.
Nice.
Oreos and Cool Whip.
Yeah, okay, even you saw that. That's not a salad. I'm going to say, I don't think that counts as a salad. That's just like,
doesn't count
a trifle. It's a trifle.
Did you watch that episode of Friends where Rachel makes a trifle, but the pigs stick together?
I did. Thank you for the follow. I heard the bing, but I can't see the name because I'm lacking. But thank you. I heard that. I'm rewatching Friends right now because it's on. What is it on HBO? I think. You can rewatch all the episodes of Friends.
So problematic.
Okay, next one. I know the answer to this. City life or country life? Ooh, hesitation.
That's hard.
Is it?
It's hard. It is hard because if I was like a straight woman, I'd 100% pick country life. 100%.
Oh, interesting.
I love being in the middle of nowhere, not getting bothered by anyone, being by myself, being on a lake, chilling.
Yeah.
But like, I want to not get targeted for my sexuality.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so we quarantined in the woods 2 weeks or a month ago with my wife and our daughters. And we were walking the dogs, our daughters, and we came across this house and there was a Confederate flag. And there was a shotgun propped up outside on the porch.
No.
And we're in the middle of nowhere, right? Like we're in the middle of nowhere. And we didn't walk down that street again because I spent the summer between med school and med school and intern year on the Appalachian Trail for 3 months. And while I was on the Appalachian Trail, but 50 miles ahead of me, there were these two women who were on a date for the weekend. They decided to spend the weekend together on the Appalachian Trail, and they had made camp and were hanging out, and a hunter shot both of them when he saw them kissing.
No.
And they both were killed, and I hiked by the place that they died, and when they interviewed the hunter, he said he saw them kissing and he shot both of them. So I have to worry about certain things living, kind of in the South where I live right now. So I'm always going to live near a city because I feel comfortable living near a city, and I don't have to, I want to live my life the way I want to live my life without worrying about surviving. So.
Of course.
Yeah.
That is a horrifying story.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Coach Drake said did you have any free time during grad school? I don't think you did. I think the answer is no.
During grad school, my free time, I played Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Advanced Warfare at the time. Oh, no. Elder Scrolls Online was what I was playing in grad school.
How did you have time for that?
Oh, so good. I loved playing the competitive match where you would like storm castles and you'd have to like assemble trebuchets and repair your wall. That was the best game. That was like one of my favorite games of all time. It was like World of Warcraft, but on a console.
Yeah, and with better graphics. I never played it, but I've
graphics,
seen it. Yeah. All right, last question. Are you ready? Let's see if it's a good one.
Yeah, I'm ready.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how neat and tidy is your house?
9.
Oh.
Only because I live with roommates. I'm very clean. I'm very clean. I'm not necessarily tidy, but I'm very clean. Before I sit down to do work, I have to get rid of all the dishes, fluff all the pillows, wipe all the surfaces, empty the dishwasher, get rid of all the dirty food in the fridge, compost everything, water all the plants. So a thing that I've learned as I've gotten older to be more efficient is to just keep tidy so that, when I sit down to do work, I don't have to do all those things because I know they're already there.
Yeah.
So a 9, but like I would say it's not a 10 because my housemates are very, 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 very clean, but it's still not as clean as I am.
Right. It can never be as clean as you want it with housemates.
Exactly. It's never. But I love my housemates. I love them to death, and I wouldn't trade, that 9 for a 10 without them.
I love your housemates too.
I know you do.
I do. I see them in Snapchats often. I do.
You love them. You love them so much.
Well, I feel like this has been very enlightening. I've learned a lot about you. I didn't think that... I never pegged you for someone who would have the desire to live in the country. That was a new revelation for me. Mm-hmm. And you don't know what Oreo salad is. I think there might take away your Midwest card for that, but,
No one should know what Oreo salad is.
I'm not in charge of handing out those cards. Yeah, Sarah really needs a cookbook. We do a podcast every couple weeks together, me and Sarah, and I swear every episode, and a couple other people, every episode she has a new recipe, and I'm like, Sarah, you're gonna have to write that cookbook because the world needs to know like how to make hot fruit.
Hot dish.
Like, hot dish. Yeah, hot dish.
No one needs to know how to make hot dish. The Midwest needs to stay out of cookbooks.
No, I need to know. I grew up in Texas, and we eat a lot of like things
Meat.
that other people don't eat.
White bread.
There's a lot of barbecue. There's a lot of white bread and barbecue, and shotguns on porches. But no hot dish or Oreo salad. That never made it. You know, speaking of, go ahead.
Lone Star, such a good beer.
Well,
and
yeah.
second of all, the thing about Texas that always threw me off was it was like, we're gonna make you this world-class barbecue. It's gonna be better than any barbecue you've ever had. Here's a slice of Wonder Bread to put it on.
But it's good though, and the bread is really to butter the corn, right? The bread is there to cover it in butter and then butter the corn with. That's why you get the piece of bread. But then it's also good with like brisket or ribs or whatever. Like the point of the bread is for the corn.
I had no idea.
Okay, well now, this is an educational program. And this is the education, yes, that we are leaving you with.
I haven't processed that yet.
No. It is the best barbecue. If there are any more questions for Gamer Doc, we'll hang out for a couple more minutes as we reminisce about barbecue. I drove to Canada from Texas when we moved here, and I insisted that we go through Nashville so we could have the barbecue. I have to admit, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Like, maybe the best meal I ever had.
Dude, you know where you can get a really good barbecue?
Where?
My backyard.
Well, I believe that.
I make a mean swordfish. Charcoal grill.
I believe that too.
Swordfish.
But do you cook meat?
Fish?
At all? Just fish.
Fish. Yeah.
Do you
someone gave me filet to make like a month ago because I was with family and someone had bought a bunch of filet and I was like, I don't know how to make this. You could just do it.
Oh, okay. So you're not like
salmon.
I'll take salmon or swordfish. Either of those sounds delicious. You're confused. We're all confused by Midwestern cuisine, but you know what? We'll make Sarah a guest, and we can just talk about Midwestern cuisine.
Hot dish. Just talk about hot dish.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Well, thank you for coming. It's been wonderful having you here. Thank you for breaking your rule and coming on a Saturday.
Rach, Dr. Court, there's a lot of things that I would break for you. Necks, chains, rules. Just. I think one of the things that I'm always very strong about is supporting people who support you. If someone's gone to bat for me, I'm gonna go to bat for them. And you have always gone to bat for me. I feel like our friendship has always been something of like two boss-ass women doing their own thing and then supporting each other. So
yeah,
you can ask me to do a lot of things and I'll say yes. So
you're so sweet. Yes, yeah. That's right. Women, babes supporting babes all day, every day.
Babes supporting babes.
You're my babe.
Babes. Yep. But I'm looking forward to this stream, and I'm looking forward to seeing the conversations you have and the things that come from it. I think this could be huge.
Yeah, I am really enjoying drawing the curtain back, and I think that it's great to have people like you come on and talk about demystifying, video